Oh, hi. My name is Mwangi, two-time cancer survivor. This is my shop. I'm a fashion designer, and I'm also doing knitting, as you can see, and crocheting.
Tell us a little bit about your journey. How was it for you when you were told that you had cancer, and how old were you then, and how did you receive that information?
Yeah, my journey started 2016. Before 2016, I had enjoyed good health like any other person. But 2016, that's when I started ailing. And I didn't have symptoms before. I just woke up, just a normal day. And I prepared the breakfast. And after preparing breakfast, I was setting table. I realized the sugar dish was empty. So I just opened the drawer and I wanted to pick sugar. So I felt like a shock, like how an electrical shock can. So I thought it was like something like stroke because I felt my right side the whole, this left the right side the whole light of light side there. So I screamed because I was bending and I could not stand. I screamed, and so everybody else woke up to find out what was happening. And so that's where my journey started, mini hospital. And you remember, you are not diagnosed right away. When you go, you are told this is cancer. Initially, that 2016, I was diagnosed as TB, spine TB, and I was put on TB treatment for 11 months. But then I was not improving. I was just deteriorating to a point I could not walk. So that's when I changed the doctor who was seeing me. And now I went to a surgeon, a doctor who is my friend, who is a family friend. And he was the one who referred me to an oncologist because the MRI, which had been done earlier, had indicated I do two tests, one for cancer and the other one for TB. But they only did for TB and the results were negative. But then the doctor then insisted the symptoms look like that of TB. So that's how I was put on TB treatment. So after 11 months, that's when now I started another journey. I changed doctor. I went to an oncologist who we ran several tests. And it was then when it was discovered I had TB, spine cancer.
How was it like for you, the news from being on TB drugs, 11 months, and now you're being told cancer? Because I remember in 2015, cancer was one of the diseases someone knew they are going.
Yes.
How was that feeling for you?
Okay, I can say my first diagnosis, I was not shocked because anxiety. I had a lot of anxiety which was building up. And this was because I didn't know what I was ailing from. So my prayer was, I wish I can be diagnosed the right disease I'm ailing from so that I can get the right treatment. Remember this time, it was paining. Initially, my back was not paining, but this time, my back was paining, my right leg, my right, like the whole of my right side was in pain. So I was very, very eager to know what I was ailing from so that I can get the right treatment and get well.
Fast forward now, you said you had spine cancer, right? How did it end up becoming a breast cancer?
Yes. So when I was diagnosed with spine cancer, I was put on radiotherapy. I did radiotherapy and oral chemotherapy. And that was now up to 2017. 2017 November, as I was having birth, I felt like a bump, like how you are just normal walking in the bathroom. I had like a bump. So, and I felt like my hand is stopping there. So after that, I went to the mirror. The same day I went to the mirror and I now started examining my breast, and I had there was a lump, a big lump. That's why I was feeling like a bump, a big lump. I started now another journey. I went to the same oncologist who had treated the spine. And this oncologist now, told me, now you start now test for breast. I did ultrasound, I did mammography, I did MRI, I did many tests, which by the end of it was positive. It was a breast cancer positive, stage 3. Now I was put on cancer treatment again. We did surgery, I did radiotherapy, and I continued with chemo. 2018, 2019, up to 2020. That's when I was declared cancer free.
Let me take you back a little bit.
Yeah.
How was that journey for you mentally and your family? How is it telling them now you had spine cancer and now again there is now breast cancer? How is that dealing with two cancers at the same time?
Okay, I can say it was not easy because personally when I was diagnosed and I realized it was breast cancer, I was so devastated, to a point I even said I will not go through the treatment again, because I said if this one, the first treatment had failed, because to me it seemed like it had failed, how was I sure to go the same treatment again? How was I sure this one will work? But it took a lot of persuasion from family and friends, and seeing them how they were very supportive. That was now the motivating drive. And I said I'll go through the treatment because I want to heal for them. Because I didn't want to let them down. The way they were laughing, pulling resources, supporting me. I remember one time we went to the doctor, 10 of us, and the doctor said, I only need 2 people, you and another caregiver, one of you. So that laugh is what motivated me to say I'll go through the treatment so that I can heal for them. Yeah.
Fast forward now, tell us a little bit about the breast cancer journey. Now, you've done chemotherapy, you've done mammography. Is it mammogram? Mammogram. Yeah, and then, I don't know, tell us, was the breast removed or a part of it, and how was that for you as a woman? Because we know the breast is also the glory of a woman. Yes.
So, actually, what was weighing me down, before I was diagnosed with breast cancer, October, there was a lady who was my friend. Actually, the lady kept on telling me about cancer. She had breast cancer, and she had done total mastectomy, and she had done through all the treatment, and she was fine. Then it metastasized to the lungs after 2 years. That lady had died in October, and I was diagnosed with breast cancer in November. So you can imagine what was happening. And remember, I'm coming from this first diagnosis. So I felt like I will also die. Yeah, and I had prepared myself to die to a point mentally, emotionally. I know I was not stable, because I had even prepared myself to die, and I was comforting myself. After all, I'll be dead, conscious of nothing. People are the ones who have issues, not me. And that's why I didn't even want to go through the treatment. I went the first line because I knew eventually I would die. So it can be traumatizing. Emotionally, you can be drained. Mentally, because we have even seen many people who go crazy because of the sickness. They suffer depression, mental, emotion. The emotions they are disturbed, even the family members. And you know what happens? Cancer is very expensive. So you can imagine going from one type of a cancer to another, even the family members, they will feel that their resources are drained. But I'm happy my case was different because they continued supporting me.